to the Manchester United side, Lummans. But this is his pass map against Liverpool on Sunday. The red are the incomplete passes, the green are the ones that found a teammate. And of 46 passes, just one here. This little short line here was the only one that was short to a teammate. That was to Diogo Dalot in around about the 20th minute. The rest, 45 out of 46, were long passes, and one around about, I reckon about here, Jamie, led to the first goal.
Yeah, and listen, when you talk about teams playing direct football, having a low block, as Arne Slot mentioned, it's always seen as a criticism. Ruben Amorim got his tactics absolutely spot on in this game at Anfield. There's no doubt about that. That's the only way they could win the game. So we're going to look at the goal here initially in terms of the direct play. But it's not just about going long. Let's remember who he actually picked. He didn't pick Sesko, he picked Cunha to be underneath the ball. And what's really important here when we see this first challenge is we've got the back five of Manchester United, 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs quite wide. But the really important thing here to note is how narrow these players are here underneath the ball. So it's not just go long, it's about picking up the second ball. Another really important point is nobody ever goes for the ball in behind in terms of a flick on or if Virgil van Dijk misses it. So again, I mentioned Cunha being a little bit deeper than maybe a Sesko would be. So it was all about maybe we don't win the first ball, but we pick the second ball up here, and look how narrow the Manchester United 5 players are here. And that's where this goal comes from. Then Harry Maguire wins it again. And because of the initial position of these players, look how narrow Mason Mount is. Bruno Fernandes does really well. Liverpool a little bit unfortunate with the McAllister one, there's no doubt about that. But I just want to stop it here. That is where the goal is going to be scored here. Now, we mentioned Virgil van Dijk, me and Gary, a lot on commentary, that he's got to get back quicker. And there's absolutely no doubt about that. But the guy alongside him, Konate, who I thought had a brilliant game, has got to do the same. So when Diallo was on the ball, now Konate is the closest man to getting to where this ball is, first of all. So he's 27 yards away. Then we look at where Virgil van Dijk is. He's 30 yards away from that. And then you look at where Mbeumo is there. He's 31 yards away. Now, what I would say is, if that was me in Virgil van Dijk or Konate position, maybe he beats me to the ball. But these are 2 of the quickest centre-backs in the Premier League, and they've got to start on him as well, and they've just got to do more. They've got to sprint back and get there before he does. But it's a brilliant start for Manchester United, no doubt, as I said, so early into the game, and we see it from a different angle as well here, and probably just highlights a little bit more as well on Konate. And could he get across in that position? But you see Manchester United keeping the ball alive. Again, as we mentioned, numbers centrally. And the 2 centre-backs have just got to get back. But fair play to him. He's busting a gut to get in there. Bryan Mbeumo, right foot, and they find themselves 1-0. And he created other chances. And again, I just want to look at this sort of setup again. Harry Maguire. Now look at Casemiro, go long, go long. Look at the manager down here. He's not even looking at the game. He's not watching. He knows this ball is going long. Again, no one running in behind to try and get on the second ball. In behind. Normally that happens. Again, look at those 5 players inside. Again, the 2 central midfield players and the 3 attacking players really narrow, really together to make sure they pick up the second ball. And this is, again, when you come into this system causing Liverpool problems. Carragher's up against the wing-back. And Mbeumo trying to drag Virgil van Dijk out, who had problems all afternoon getting dragged into those wide areas. And Manchester United, through Mason Mount, again being narrow, could be 2-0 up. So the tactic of going long was absolutely spot on. Now, there's talk of, again, Manchester United playing a low block. And it's seen as criticism for Arne Slot. It's not. It was the right thing to do. And I'm going to show you a couple of occasions why it was the right thing to do for Manchester United, and the manager got it right tactically. Because on the couple of occasions when Manchester United actually tried to go after Liverpool and press, Cunha tries to press there, Gravenberch. Casemiro's pushing in behind him. Luke Shaw now goes in with Mo Salah. And before you know it, they're not in that low block, and that's where Manchester United have problems. Whether it's Bruno Fernandes or Casemiro in those positions, if they get caught out, there'll be space in behind them. The ball then goes into Mo Salah with space because Manchester United have tried to press high and get after Liverpool. And this is the chance for Gakpo where he hits the post. And again, that's when Man United are at their worst, when the team is spread out. Again, It's a chance, this one. Hits the woodwork from Gakpo, but Manchester United pressing, Diallo, Mbuemo, Casemiro goes. Mason Mount was about to go. Before you know, it's a long ball. The team are separated. Lovely touch from Liverpool. And this is where Gakpo almost scores again. But again, it comes from Manchester United pressing high. You look at the players getting back into the box. Big distance into the cover. And that's why they were right not to go after Liverpool and play in that 5-4-1 low block.
You agree, Gary? The low block and the long balls was the perfect solution?
Yeah, and I think the game suits Amorim and where Manchester United are at the moment. I think he's had some of his best results and performances in games where he can be the team that sits off. And that system suits that. It's very, very difficult, I think, to get after teams when you're in a 5-4-1. And you've seen in previous matches, like Jamie highlighted there from them two clips, where if Fernandes and Casemiro step forward and you can get in behind them. Fulham, I remember listening to a chat with Marco Silva about using Iwobi to get behind them. They caused them loads of problems. So it's a fantastic result and the game plan works perfectly from Ruben Amorim. But I think there will be more difficult tests for him, which sounds strange. Going to Anfield is a tough test. But in like a tactical sense, trying to get that team to be the dominant force that presses, regains the ball, controls the game. I think trying to do that in that system will be a bigger challenge.
Maybe
for
even
him.
Saturday against Brighton at home.
Yeah, will be a challenge, definitely.
We know how well Brighton have done at Old Trafford in recent seasons. What about the small details as well?
Yeah, I think when I go back to the winning goal, and when I rewatched the game again last night when I came down to London, this stood out on me throw-ins. We talk about small details in the game, so just stop it now. Now, what they did as soon as Liverpool couldn't take a quick throw-in, it was almost like a set piece, couldn't yet stop the ball going back to the centre-back. And Mbuemo here on this side, we know where he normally plays, normally from this side. He is so narrow from a right-sided attacking player. So what that's about is almost being man-to-man from the throw-in and lock Liverpool in and don't make it easy for them just to go round the back to the goalkeeper and out the other side. So we see the problems Liverpool had with throw-ins. They make a challenge, they get the throw-in again now with Conor Bradley. Again, the same setup. Look how narrow they are on this side. Again, stopping the ball going back to the centre-back. It's a poor throw-in from Conor Bradley. Manchester United win the ball easily. Ball comes out this side, goes out for a throw-in now. Carragher wants to take the throw-in quick. Keep an eye on this guy here. He's dropping in, but he realises his job is to go here and stop the ball coming to the centre-back. He's now screaming at Casemiro, you've got to get in there and stop the ball going in there. Now they locked him in. Mason Mount comes over from that side, really narrow. Now it's a man-to-man system here, stopping the easy ball to go back and Liverpool to build round the other side. And Carragher, as I said, he's not quite sure what to do. He's looking round, he's looking for help. Listen, he gives a foul throw away. Now, the reason I'm showing that, because it takes me to the winning goal. Now, this is Manchester United. Late in the game, we now know Szoboszlai's gone to right back. Now, there's been a lot of talk about a really poor throw-in from Szoboszlai from Liverpool supporters, and yes, that is true. But this little detail of Manchester United that they've been doing right throughout the game has helped them win the game. Sesko comes on, stops the ball going to Canate.